Hi everybody, and thank you for watching our HVAC tip of the week. This week we're going to talk about the drain lines for the air conditioning system. Probably the most important thing on the air conditioning system to make sure that it's operating properly. Here's the issue, is that back in the day we used to always put our furnace and our evaporator coil downstairs. They used to be in the garage or maybe in the middle of the house, so that if these drain lines ever did back up, well, you know, at least it wouldn't be coming through the ceiling in the attic. So if this drain line system, which is of course right here, running all the way down and back over to the evaporator coil, if this unit decides that it's going to back up and clog and run all over the place, we're going to end up on this wood, which just happens to be right over the living room of this home. And that is not going to be a good thing. So we want to make sure every year in the spring that these drain lines get cleaned out, that we use an approved chemical to treat them for algae, to make sure that we don't get any algae inside these units, drain lines, and build up and clog them up. So first things first, let's talk a little bit about what we're looking at here. This drain line right here is your primary drain line. A couple of ways to know that. First of all, a little hard to tell here, but it's actually lower than the one next to it. So you'll typically have two, maybe three plugs here to the evaporator coil where you can connect your drain lines. The primary, or the normal drain line where the water is going to be coming out of, is going to be the lowest one, and that's going to be this one right here. Second, it should be, because it's in the attic space, it should be covered completely in this Rubbertex sealant, so that it won't condensate. We definitely want to make sure that we don't get condensation up in the attic space. This is a very hot attic, and we're going to be running ice cold water through these lines, so we want to make sure that they are completely covered and sealed so that they don't condensate. So this is your primary drain line. Now, coming out of here, realize that when this unit is running, it doesn't happen just like standard plumbing. This unit is actually going to be running, and the blower motor is going to be pushing airflow across this evaporator coil. So we actually have pressurized air blowing through this unit. Coming out of the coil, you want to have a breather tube. That way that air can be expelled through here and allow the air, the water itself, to go down through the drain line. It can't happen if we don't have that breather tube. You definitely have to have a breather tube there. Now, the next line right next to it is the emergency drain line. So if there is an issue with the primary, the water will build up inside this evaporator coil and begin to come out of the emergency drain line. As you can see here in the drain pan, there's actually a little bit of water down on the bottom, which is usually not a good sign. We shouldn't ever have any water inside of this drain pan. Now, this drain pan itself actually has another line which goes out to the outdoors. On our primary drain line, this primary drain line, because we live in Houston, we run them all the way over to there. I don't know if you can see it very well, but that's a white pipe sticking up out of there. That's actually the bathroom of this home, and so this drain line is going to run over to where the bathroom goes and actually tie into the bathroom sink. So as this unit is condensating, the water flow is going to go over to the bathroom and actually be drained in the same place that the bathroom sink drains. Now, this drain line, the emergency drain line, pipes to the outside of the home over that direction, and it's actually sitting over one of the bedroom windows. And the reason that they do that is that if it starts to drip, they want somebody to see the water dripping. So they put it in a very obvious location, like a window or over a door, so that you can see the water dripping. If you ever see the water dripping through the line that's on the outside of your home, it is time to call a professional out, because you definitely have some issues going on. That means that this drain pan is probably full of water, and you are in imminent danger of having water coming through your ceiling. Next week, we'll start talking a little bit about some of the safety devices that we can put on these drain lines to keep that from happening. There's actually a couple of different safety devices that you can put on these drain lines that, if they detect that the water is starting to back up, it'll actually shut the unit off and prevent water damage to your home. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week.